A couple things you should know about them first is it's always good to check their age. This one belonged to somebody named Ruth. Let's see if we can take that off. I get mine obviously used mostly from thrift stores. So it's really good to check the age of them as far as copyright goes. If they have a barcode down here, I have learned that barcodes were created in the 1970s, I believe 1974. So your book, even if the story is older than that, your book actually isn't older than 1974 if it has a barcode. So usually the first thing I like to do when preparing my little golden books, usually when I'm purchasing them, I will look at the copyright, and I didn't look at the year of this one, but I know it's not older than 1974 because of the barcode. Okay, I got it. We saved a little elephant. So I usually will check the copyright. Let's see. What does it say? Yeah, so you see how it says 1953, 1958, but then renewed in 1981, and then it says 1987. So I would guess it's more of a 1981 or 87 because of the barcode is there. But the story itself has a copyright of 1953. So that's kind of cool. And it has a nice clean cover, which is great. And it has all kinds of cute little babies in here. Look at these. Oh, little baby sheep. Little kittens. Little guinea pigs and a rabbit. Right up my street there. It's got a little donkey, some chicks, little baby pigs, little puppies, always into mischief. Look at that. Some goats. Baby goats are so cute. If you ever need to smile, look up baby goats on like TikTok. It's so fun. Okay, and then we have nice and clean, no written on pages or crayons or anything, so that's awesome. And our golden spine looks really good. That's always important to me. I love preserving the golden spine in a little golden book, because to me that's like the iconic thing of a little golden book. I mean, they call it little golden book. And a lot of people, when they make junk journals out of these, will cut that off. I don't personally like to do that. I'll show you one of my other ones that I've made. I did separate the spine. But the golden spine is still in there, and that to me keeps it a little more like a little golden book. Now, if you have a hard time cutting up books, I get it, I understand. I did keep the story intact of all of my little golden books. I like to do that. And this one was the Book of the Fuzzy Duckling. I just added some scrapbook paper throughout, some pages with napkins, and some stenciling. And then there's tags, and this book is all about counting the animals. So I added some little ephemera that will help count the animals, and just kind of added to, I like to play off the pages and the illustrations. So this one says 2 horses. Did I do? I didn't do that tag. There's a 2 somewhere. And then it just kind of keeps going on. I did put some plain ones in there so you can put pictures or journaling or whatever. Yeah, so 3. Here's the 3 spotted calves. And then room to journal. And then 4 turkeys. 5 geese. And I love that washi tape. That's washi tape with all the numbers on there. So super perfect. Here's the 6, and it has the little sheeps. Some journaling cards. This is just an extra book page. So the little golden books themselves come in 2 signatures. So oftentimes, people will do 2 or 4 signatures, sometimes 3. I don't like to do that because I just kind of like to add to the story a little bit. So I keep mine at 2 signatures. That's what we're going to do with the baby animals one. And I'm going to show you how we get started. So a lot of times you'll see people, they just cut right along here, and that cuts off the spine. I don't like to do that, like I said. Little golden books are held together by 2 staples. You can kind of see there's one right there and there's one right there. So some people will use like a little box cutter, just make a little slit and pull that right on out. I do that kind of as a last resort. I like to go through and find the center and kind of start loosening this. And if you use a bone folder or a flat a flat screwdriver or something that can kind of help you lift. Our goal here is to kind of get this to keep loosening up without breaking the spine and without ripping the pages. And some of these books, especially the really older ones, can be really brittle. A lot of times they've been through a lot. Who knows? They've probably been in a toy box. They've been in a thrift store. They've been, who knows, in boxes or garage sales or little kids' hands, which, you know, that they're storybooks, so it's the way it goes. All right, I don't want to have to cut the spine there, but we may have to. So sometimes this part can take a little while. Now, when you're prying, just be real careful. I can hear this crinkling, and I don't want it to rip. It's not the end of the world. If it does, we can kind of glue it back together. Or if catastrophe really strikes, you can cut it off. There are many journals out there that make it without that little golden book spine. I've seen some people just cut it off anyways, and they'll make a little bookmark out of it. So that is another possibility. Let's grab some other tools here and see what we can do. I need this because we're going to want to cut. And if you can see down in here to cut where the staples are, that can help you at least get it moving. There we go. Now we've got it open at least. And these usually are in 2 signatures. So signatures are just little groups of papers. It's kind of like the chapters of a book. So it's the sections. So this is 1 signature. I like to keep them in order. So I like to keep the story intact. And I'm at the back of the book at the moment. So that's not the beginning of the story. It's the end. There's the beginning. And that's the 2nd signature. Sometimes if I can't get these out, I just clip them down really, really short. These are the staples. And you want to work on them a little bit because you don't want anybody getting hurt or poked or anything like that while enjoying your journal. And since I cut them, they're just in little pieces. So this is what's coming out. It's just pieces of the staples. And making sure those are going right into the bin so that they're not on the floor for anyone to step on or the dog or cat to eat. There we go. Whew, that's a big piece. Okay. And now we just have this one. Fortunately, they only put 2 staples in there, but it is enough. Now this is just like a bent needle nose pliers. Like this is from a beading kit. So use the tools that you have. You know, if you just have little needle nose pliers, that's good. If you have these are just little wire snips. Okay, and we can glue that back down, but we did get the staple out. So now we're left with our 2 signatures and our book jacket. And you can see this would just be like hardly any spine at all if we left it that way. So what I usually like to do is just cut down the center of it. So I'll just take my box cutter and cut right down the center. And I know this is hard for some people to do because, you know, we all love books, and I love them too. These were part of my childhood. But I feel like I am kind of restoring them in a way. This one was in really good condition, which is surprising because they aren't always. But okay, so you can see now we have this area here that just bends. And we want to make it not do that because we want to keep this whole page this long. Otherwise, we'll have to cut the storybook pages, and I don't like to do that. I like to keep the story intact. So we need some chipboard. So you're just going to cut it. We want it just to be the length of just over this crease. So just like right here. What is that about? About an inch by however long your book is. Okay, and most of you know that if you're trimming chipboard with your trimmer, it can dull the blade. It's just really thick stuff, so I know some crafters keep a trimmer with a dull blade on there just for cutting chipboard. Let's see, is that right? It is. Perfect. Okay, now we just need to trim this little piece off. And this is really thin chipboard. I think this is like lightweight, so I'm going to maybe cut 2 pieces to go on there because I want it to be nice and sturdy. There we go. And then we're also going to need a piece for however wide we want our spine in the center. So let's cut this off at the bottom. Then I only have to do that once. So I'm just going to cut down here. I don't like to do a whole lot of measuring. It kind of depends on your book. So the little golden books do come in different sizes. And basically, you're just going to set these up like you do any of the other books. Your stuff here is already just made for you. And we're going to put this one over here. So I'm going to glue these 2 down. So I like to put some glue right down onto the book itself and then a lot of glue on here. I'm just using clear gel tacky glue, but you can use any glue that you feel is going to give you a really good hold. Now I know my tacky glue has to take a little bit to dry, but I'm okay with that. Yeah. So you can get by with a 1 inch or a 1.5 inch spine. Just depends on how much stuff you want to put in there. So basically the point of the chipboard over these little seams is to just make it one solid piece. And we're going to put fabric. Did I just take the book or did I take, what am I doing? There we go, I need to add more glue. Much more glue. Don't be sparing with the glue. We're going to be adding fabric and some paper and all of the things, ribbons, lace maybe, I don't know, all the things. I'll show you the other one too, just to make sure you get a good vision of what we're doing. Okay. Now these little junk journals are great. You can get them in so many different themes. There's Disney themes, there's even ones about famous people, like I know Barack Obama has one, Dolly Parton has one. Different chief justices have books. There's ones on the Pokey Little Puppy and Rainbow Bright and the little tugboat, Scuffy, I think his name is, and Peter Rabbit. And so I mean you can get it in just about any theme. And okay, so here's the part we're working on here. So we've split the little golden piece apart, but we're still going to keep it there. We've added this piece here, which is right here. And then the inside, let's get down to here, is more fabric. So you want to put something on the inside in between just so it's nice and decorative there, not your chipboard. Okay, so I like to use Scotch tape, duct tape, to hold mine together, and it's just 3M Scotch white duct tape. And I like to do 2 pieces, so I'll have one piece that goes here and kind of holds this, and one piece that goes over here, and they kind of overlap. Now, when I put this on, I tried to get, see this little flap? That's the sticker from the little golden piece. So I tried to set this chipboard right on top of that if I can. And sometimes I'll even put some glue down in there to kind of stick the chipboard to it. Let's see. Come on, glue. So that way, more of that shows as much as possible. As much as I can get of it to show, I like it, the better. Some people don't worry about it; they just snip it off. But I think, like I said, it's really the iconic piece of a little golden book. You can see we do have a little bit of space between the spine and the covers, about 1/8 of an inch, maybe. Try to get it as straight as you can. Some people use a little measuring thing. They just stick it down in there. And this is a little bit more shallow in between. So you can put another piece, like one of our scrap pieces, in here just to kind of make it have the same depth. I think I will do that. You could make it the same exact. This is just one of my little scrap pieces. I wonder if 2 of them will fit on there. Let's see. Oh, they do. Let's do both of them. Less scraps laying around. Lots of glue. And we are building a spine, so you want to make sure you've got lots and lots of glue. I'm going to put one here. And then one kind of over to the end. And then that will create a little less of a divot in between the pages, which this chipboard is laying on top of this book. So there is quite a divot. And you can build it up as much as you feel you need to by just continuing to add layers of chipboard. It doesn't have to be perfectly level, but it is nicer if it's a little more level. And again, like I said, you'll see, like if you watch YouTube videos on little golden books, you will find so many different ways to do the same thing. Some people cut the pages, some people cut the books, some people just use them as glue books and add into them. Yeah, I kind of do my own flavor, I guess. Okay, I'm going to add some glue down here, and we're going to put our tape. Now, if you have scissors for using sticky stuff, it's best to use them if you're going to use duct tape like I do. Just going to put some glue over all of it here. There we go. And again, it's just the 3M duct tape. I like it to go a little bit over the edge. And I like it to also kind of come to the edge of the chipboard over here. And my scissors. Sometimes it's a little hard to get it to cut straight too. There we go. And we'll wrap that around. But before I move it too much, I'm going to get the other piece going. I want this piece just over here. And I'm lining up with this edge, but I'm making sure it still covers the center, because the whole point is to cover the center. And by using the duct tape, it's really great because it's flexible and it's very strong and sturdy. Some people will use Tyvek. You can still use your double-sided sticky tape if you want to. I like something a little stronger than that for this style of a spine. Okay, so let's not put the tape all the way over there. I kind of forgot about that. Let's see if we can fix that before it rips it. There we go. I don't want it to cover the golden part, so we can leave this little piece in here. And just glue down and cover that chipboard part. I personally want as much as I can get of the golden strip here to show. And even if that means you might have to put some glue in the ends of it to keep it nice and a little more intact, that's what we gotta do. Let's see, let's turn this a little bit. Okay, and then down here, I'm just gonna snip this off. And we'll have some fabric in there too, so that it's not quite as messy as it looks at the moment. Okay, there's that. I'm gonna trim these guys off. And if there's extra chipboard over the edge, you can trim that down too. If you have one of those box cutters like I just had out, that is a really good time to use that here. Just cut it flush with the edge of the cover. I am a scissor girl though. I like to use my scissors. Scissor off this here. Okay. So some of the things I like to add for my pages are envelopes, pattern paper, scrapbook paper, all the things that you would normally put in a regular junk journal can just go in here. So now you see, since we made this little bit of a spine here, and I kind of want to put some tape on the outside of this, right down the center, because it's a little flimsy. But since we put the chipboard over this here, we don't have to cut our pages. They can stay the length that they are. So let's try to get some tape in here. And one way to cut this tape, I'll show you, is just to make a slit in it and then rip it. And you'll kind of like the fabric ripping. So I think if we just do like here and then tear down, it rips pretty easily. Is that enough? It is. All right, so let's put some glue in there too. Maybe. Come on, glue. Here we go. But I wanted to get this part done and then allow it to have some time to dry as well. So I'm just going to press this down in here. And I like how this is white, in case if any of it is showing over the edge. It's not like some horrible color I don't like or something. So that's nice. All right, let's just make a little slit up here because this is sticking over, and we'll rip this down. Maybe. Come on, cooperate. It's a lot easier to tear before it's stuck to something. There we go. Okay. I think that's feeling a lot more sturdy. And a little thicker as well, because there's still a little bit of a gap. But once we get some fabric and stuff in here too, it will be better. Let's take a peek and see what our color palette might be. We've got a red barn. There's grass. There's the little barn. It's kind of a burnt red, like a brick red. We've got kittens and poppies, and there's a butterfly, so we could pick up on some of those. That looks like a little dandelion. Could put some yellow flowers in here. There's a bunny. Guinea pigs. There's a donkey. There's some carrots, so I think I might have some carrot napkins or something like that. Little chicks and ducks, how cute. I do have a napkin that has some little chicks in there. We might have to do something with that. Maybe we'll make some tags. And then you guys saw my pig napkin. That was so cute. Puppies. I'll find some kind of puppy paper. goats. There's that barn again. Little ducks. Oh no, these are baby swans. Oh, how cute. And then a horse and more barn and house. So we've got some reds kind of going through. There's a little apple, baby pony, and then a cow. And they're saying it says moo, but let me tell you, baby cows say ah, like really loud. It's great. So there's not much, like on the cover here, it looks like this tree is kind of a blue, but that's just I think an apple tree or something. But you can pick up on any of these colors. I usually like to leave the cover and the end page, so the cover and the back cover, the little golden book style, especially if they're not written in, because it has like this golden book belongs to. So we'll put fabric right here, and it'll be this wide on the inside because it has to cover these pieces. And so what we'll do first is we'll put a little skinnier strip of fabric up here, and that needs to glue down. And then we'll wrap it to the back and make the back side a little bigger with the fabric there. Or you could do the skinny fabric all the way around, and then on the inside where it switches to a little bigger, because like this, so this is the outside. Am I making sense? This is the front cover, and it's just this wide. On the inside, we have it wider because we have these little pieces making this, those hinges disable. So you can put paper here if you'd rather put paper than fabric. You could put paper over the whole thing. I do like the fabric, though. I think it looks really good. I think it kind of fills in, if you get a frayed edge, it kind of fills in the gap between the tape and the little golden book, golden spine part here that I try to always include on all of my books. So I think that's where we're at, guys. That's where we're going to be at for today. I got to let this dry, and I got to find some fabric and papers. You can add your coffee dyed papers, tea dyed papers, whatever it is you want to do. And you kind of need to decide, you know, or do you want it to be for photos? Do you want it to be just a lookbook? Do you want it to be for journaling? Some people, adults, will use these for their own self as a journaling book because they just remember the stories, or they, you know, they like the stories or feel connected to the nostalgia from childhood or whatever. So no age barriers here. Hi, Chris. And yeah, so I'll be going through my paper stash, my scrapbook paper stash, kind of looking for some of these. I'll be looking at napkins. We'll be doing the elastic spine, like I said, so I'll be making sure I have the color of eyelets I want. I'm not really sure if I want to do like yellow or maybe green for kind of play off the grass. And I'll be trying to find some kind of paper with some flowers too. Those red poppies, it looked like, and the dandelion. I think that would be great there. So when we put our papers in, we'll be putting them in between. So it's going to take up two areas. So if we choose a flower paper for here, it's going to go in here like this. So we're going to have flowers here and then flowers over here. But you can always cover it up, and I'll show you some ways to do that and get beyond that barrier there. We can do hinges, and you can layer and all the things. So that is the start of our Baby Farm Animals Little Golden Book. I'm so excited to be working on a little golden book with everyone. I hope you guys might find one and work along with me. That would be awesome. Like I said, they have them for all different types of animals and characters and people. A couple of things to note about copyright. If you choose to do like a Disney book or something like that, it is always okay to make yourself a gift. It becomes an issue if you decide to sell their items. So if you're making it for yourself, or if you're making it as a gift or something like that, and no money is exchanging hands, there's no need to worry about the copyright kind of stuff. But you can't scan the pages in and utilize them or sell them or any of that kind of stuff. You have to respect their illustrations the way that they are. And Disney is very particular about their stuff. So, but as far as the rest of the little golden books go, I've had no issues. I haven't really sold many partially because I just like them so much. But yeah. So find a little golden book. They're everywhere. Ask around, ask your friends, ask anyone who has kids that are older. Maybe they still have some in their stash from when the kids were younger, that kind of thing. And you can find them at thrift stores and online. Sometimes online you'll pay quite a price for them. It's ridiculous in my opinion, but some of them are collectors. So like I said in the beginning, check on the copyright. Make sure if you have a barcode. The ones with barcodes are at least I think it's 1974 and beyond.